Good morning. My name is Ms.S.Barathi, Assistant Professor, belong to the Department of Commerce. Today we can see the difference between the private limited company and public limited company according to the Companies Act 2013. On the basis of name itself, the private limited company and public limited company has differentiated. The private limited company ends with the name private limited. For example, Nirmal Private Limited. The public limited company ends with the name limited. Example, Nirmal Limited. The next one, minimum number of members required to form a private limited company is 2. The minimum number of members required to form a public limited company is 7. The maximum number of members limited by the Act is, according to the Act 2030, is 200. Before this Act, according to the Act 1956, the maximum limit is 50. After revision of this Act, the number is raised to 200. For the public limited company, it is unlimited. The next one, on the basis of minimum number of directors, according to the private limited company, they have to appoint 2 members of directors. According to the public limited company, they have to appoint 3 number of directors. On the basis of maximum number of directors, both the companies' limit is 15 according to the Act 2013. So here the question arises, if a company want to appoint more than this limit means, is it possible or not? It's possible. What the Act says means, they have to conduct annual general meeting. In that annual general meeting, they have to pass a special resolution regarding this, and after that the company can appoint the number of directors beyond the limit what it is set in the Companies Act 2013. On the basis of issue of shares to public, the private company cannot issue the shares, but the public company is permitted to issue the shares. Why means here, according to private limited company, the maximum number of members is restricted to 200. So here it is not legally permitted to issue the shares. Here the maximum limit is unlimited. Okay, so here that's why they have permitted to issue the shares to the public. The next basis, on the basis of transfer of shares, here they are restricted to issue the shares to the other members. On the basis of transfer of shares, the private limited company is restricted to transfer the shares. They want to transfer means they have to get the acceptance from the company, so it needs some lengthy procedure. Here, according to the public limited company, the members are freely transfer the shares. They can freely transfer the shares in the open market, which may call it as stock exchange. On the basis of prospectus, what is prospectus? The prospectus contains the detail about the company and number of shares the company is going to issue, and the past 5 years balance sheet of the company will be the content in the prospectus. So here the question arises, if the private limited company is not permitted to issue the shares, so here automatically they cannot issue the prospectus to issue the shares. But in public limited company, they are allowed to issue the prospectus to invite the public to purchase the shares. On the basis of transfer of shares, the private limited company is restricted to transfer the shares. They want to transfer means they have to get the acceptance from the company, so it needs some lengthy procedure. Here, according to the public limited company, the members are freely transfer the shares. They can freely transfer the shares in the open market, which may call it as stock exchange. On the basis of prospectus, what is prospectus? The prospectus contains the detail about the company and number of shares the company is going to issue, and the past 5 years balance sheet of the company will be the content in the prospectus. So here the question arises, if the private limited company is not permitted to issue the shares, so here automatically they cannot issue the prospectus to issue the shares. But in public limited company, they are allowed to issue the prospectus to invite the public to purchase the shares. So the next one, quorum. What is quorum means? The minimum number of members personally present to conduct the valid meeting that is quorum. For a private company, it is 2. For a public limited company, if the total number of members is 1000, the quorum is 5 members. If the total number of members exceed above 1000 and it is below 5000, means the quorum is 15 members. If the total number of members is exceed 5000, means the quorum of member is 30. So if a question arises, if once the first meeting is conducted, in the time the total number of members is 1000, so the quorum is 5. After that, the total number of members increase to 2000. So whether the first meeting is valid or not, means it's valid. And according to the Act 2013, what it says means, on the time of meeting, what the date of the meeting conducted, the total number of members is 1000, means the quorum will be 5. If it is exceed after that limit, means, so the next one is quorum. What is quorum means? The minimum number of members personally present to conduct a meeting, to conduct a valid meeting, that is quorum. For a private limited company, the quorum is 2. For a public limited company, if the total number of members of a company is 1000, means the quorum will be 5. If the members is above 1000 and if it is below 5000, means the quorum will be 15 members. If the total number of members exceed 5000, means the quorum of members will be 30 to conduct the valid meeting. If the meeting is not valid, means the resolution passed in the meeting will also be invalid. So on the basis of next one, managerial remuneration. For a private limited company, there is no restriction for the managerial remuneration to the directors. They can fix whatever they want because it is a private limited company, but not according to the public limited company. The managerial remuneration for the directors should not exceed 11% of the profit. For example, if in a once year the profit is 1 lakh, means 11,000 will be the remuneration. The next one, on the basis of retirement of directors, in private limited, it is not required to retire the directors. Once it is appointed, there will be a permanent directors for the company. But according to the public limited company, 2/3 of directors should every year retire on the basis of rotation. The next one, paid up capital. On the basis of paid up capital, to start a private limited company, the minimum capital required is 1 lakh. To start a public limited company, the minimum capital required is 5 lakh. Thank you.